Hello traders and very good morning and welcome to today's live market analysis by Tradeducation. We are at episode 135 and before I share today's analysis, I would just like to go through a quick disclaimer that trading involves substantial risk and is not suitable for all investors. Also, the information which I'm sharing is for educational purposes only and cannot be used for any trade related activity. Okay. So with that, let's quickly look at what happened yesterday and what can be the potential auction development paths for today from intraday perspective. Okay. So let me quickly jump to the daily chart, and from the daily chart, so what we have is so this was the gap. So this was a bigger gap which got filled, and what has happened is since last, so we had a poor high which got repaired, which got repaired yesterday, and then what happened is the auction opened above the poor high, and then the sellers were the one who won the actual yesterday's auction. Okay, so nothing much has changed. What has happened is the auction went higher. So the auction went higher, and that's where around the gap where strong sellers were present. And yesterday was one of those days wherein a very sharp selling was happening, and a lot of people would have anticipated to go long, and a lot of stops were getting hit. So this is what has happened yesterday, and as it was in a 2-day balance, so this was the volume profile chart which I was observing, and one of the key reference area which you see here is the low, I would say not the actual lows. The actual low of yesterday's here, but the low which made here before this, it just touched the VPOC level, and then it just bounced back, and what it did, it filled the gap. Once the gap is filled, that's where again the seller stepped in. So the auction completed wherein buyers exhaustion was seen, and that's why we are seeing this. So if you see, this is a 60-minute chart, and if you see, 1 hour was just liquidation. So basically who were just trying to go long, they liquidated their positions, and then the auction closed below the value area lows. Okay, so now let me add yesterday's data point, and okay, let me remove this gap. Okay, so this is one balance, so this is a balance high. Okay, and let me hit refresh so that the squiggly lines can go away. So what we have is we also have a gap below this. So the auction opened. So on the, I think it was just a second. On the 6th of July is when the auction opened with a gap up. Then on 7th of July, the auction tried to close the gap, but it did not. Buyers again stepped in, and then here they stepped in, and then they just took around the balance side. Okay, so today what I'm expecting is so first of all, we have a prominent gap. So this is one anomaly or one reference line, which one reference zone which I'll be looking forward to. Second thing is this VPOC level. So we had a very strong sharp down move, so this will act as a level of resistance. So we need to see if the auction opens within yesterday's range, some sideways movement will be developing, and some sort of rejection should be seen around the VPOC level. If this happens, then it means that the sellers are again coming in, and now will be trying to fill this particular gap, and again enter the bigger range. Okay, so that is what I'm seeing from the dynamic volume profile chart. Now let me jump to the market profile chart, and let me mark the reference areas. Okay, so one of the reference area is yesterday's high. We also have a VPOC, and we have a single print zone here. We also have two single print zone here. We also have one, and we also have this poor lows. So if you see, here is where a lot of stops are getting built, and there are also trapped buyers at this particular level. Okay, so let me just open the pre-open market session, and let me hit refresh. So it is closed, and we are going to open with a 50 points opening. Okay, so the close was 685, so let's say 690 and 50 points. Okay, so 6:30, sorry, 7:30 is where, so the potential auction development path which I'm seeing to happen today is, so first of all, I'll be monitoring this particular reference line, this single print zone. So if the auction opens above it, odds are high that it will go higher. Will be seeing some rejection at the epoch levels, and that's where a reversal could be seen. Okay, so this is the first auction development path. The second auction development path which I'm seeing is auction opens here, it just develops sideways, it tries to come below. Again, we have a retest, and then it just tries to fill the gap. Okay, this is the second auction development path. And the third auction development path which I'm seeing is the auction opens, it is just developing sideways. It is trying to touch the epoch level, and some rejection is seen, and then it just closes around the yesterday's range. Okay, so these are the three auction development paths which I'm seeing to happen in Nifty's futures. Okay, so the time is 9:40, and the auction will open in next I would say 25. Okay, so 30 seconds. So in the meantime, guys, if you have any comments, feel free to chime in, or else I'll be just going on mute. Yeah. So and we'll see which auction path works out. Okay. So just going on mute, and anything in next 30 seconds, the auction will open, and we'll see what happens. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, I was on mute, and what we see is the second auction development path is what I'm currently considering. So the auction opened around the value area lows above it, and it quickly immediately came down. Okay, so now odds increases to tag basically structured lows. So these are the areas where a lot of stops will be built. Okay, so let me delete all this, and let us jump to the order flow chart. So from the data point perspective, we also have trapped buyers around this level, and also second thing is we have this gap. So okay, so it got rejected at the epoch level, so that's what I shared. So this is a clear sign that selling is present. So it should go below the value area low and further continue downside. So at the moment, don't wait. Let the market chop between the VPOC and the value area low. Okay. So let me delete this, and I also need to check the VSA chart. So there is an HVN here. So let me maximize this. So we have a HVN here, and the auction should close above or below it. If it closes above, odds are high that it will tag the top of the HVN. Okay, so this is also a resistance zone. So it is just chopping around those zones. It means that a lot of positions are getting built, and this was a support zone where the auction just halted. So if you see, this is the support zone. This is a 5-minute chart, and I drew it, and this is the support zone. And if this support zone is intact, odds increases that will be tagging the first 5-minute high, and second this particular resistance zone and the HVM. Okay, so the delta is positive. We are in the support zone, and Yeah, so here the delta is positive. So let's look at the order flow chart. So about 5,400 contracts have been traded, and so 000, so no contracts traded. As the auction opened, it just so auction actually opened around this level, and it tried to reach high, and then it saw a sort of rejection. So we are currently, just chopping around the VWAP levels. So let it chop, let it chop. This is where strong's buyers are present, and this is an LVN. So one reference which I'll be keeping is this. If the auction stays above this, odds increase that will be going higher. Okay. So that is the intraday trade analysis for today. So currently we can go for a long trade, keeping your stop loss maybe at this particular level 727 or today's low, and the target is today's high. Okay, so this is a good now sellers are stepping in, good, that's a good sign. So let the market chop, and let it provide us some clarity of direction, and then you can take the trade. So it is just chopping around that LVN, and again the wires are stepping in. Okay, so good sellers are there, buyers are also there around this LVN. So we had one balance here, then we had a higher value, and now we are just having sideways value. Okay. So we are getting rejected at the VWAP, so also at the VWAP and the LVN. So don't take a trade for the moment, let it chop, because the reason is we are still within this, between the VPOC and the value area low. Okay. So let it chop, and let's just wait for the trade to come to us. Okay. So I'm just checking the comments. So there are no comments or no chat. So yeah. So let me go back, and yeah. So the time is about 15 minutes. Or I would say, sorry, 12 minutes. Okay. So we're just observing the auction, and here it is getting rejected around the LVN and the VWAP. Buyers are now stepping in. So let's see. Let's just wait that the high is getting tagged. Okay. So let's see that this gets clear. So this is a good trade plan, and the target will be the PPOC level. Okay. And also, if you see, this is also a single print zone, where again sellers are stepping in. Let me go back to the VSA. It is again around the HVN levels, so a lot of confluences. So it is risky trade from both long side and short side, but these data points are telling me that we can take a long trade. So let's see. So the auction is opened with a very low confidence. It is within yesterday's range. It got rejected around the single print zone, and currently the delta is positive, and sellers are now stepping in, and we are just chopping around the VWAP levels. So let it chop. Okay. In the meantime, let me just have some water, and just see what happens. So despite of sellers coming in, buyers are absorbing the selling pressure. So now it's trying to go below VWAP. Let me jump to the volume chart. So strong rejection seen from here. This is acting as a level of resistance. Delta is still positive, but looks like this is chopping around the VWAP level. So don't take any positions for the moment. It's a risky trade. Sorry for that. Let me go on mute. So we are just 50 seconds away, and let's see. This bar should close above VWAP. So let's just observe. So currently there are about 3,400 contracts traded, and it has closed above VWAP, and now buyers will be coming in. Okay, and they will try to tag the first 5 minute. Okay, so there will be some choppiness action going on. Let me jump to the volume chart. The delta is again positive and a good close. In the ESA chart, so 10,734. So 10,734 is the reference line. We're just chopping around that particular reference line, and so if I split yesterday's auction, so if you see, this is where the market just crashed, or the sellers came in and they won the entire auction. So we are still in that resistance zone. That's why the auction is trying to reach higher, again sellers are keep coming in. So this is the zone where a lot of selling pressure was there from the yesterday's market profile, or from the yesterday's auction development. So we are in the sellers range, and that's why as soon as the auction went up, it again came down within this range. So this single print zone, or this was a swing low, earlier swing low. That's why I'm keeping this as a reference. And if the auction completes above this, odds increases that will be going higher. For the moment, the auction is just chopping around this particular zone, that is 10,734, and that is also an HVM. Okay, so that's why I marked this particular reference line. Okay, so do observe this, and just let me know if there are any comments. The time is 9:27, and we are just 3 minutes away. So we are below that level. This indicates that yes, sellers are there, sellers are present. Okay. So good selling candle. Good selling pressure. Okay, so if you see the tempo, the first 5 minutes, second minute, and the third 5 minute. Okay, the second one was a good effort by buyers, but now sellers are trying to come in. where again buyers are also trying to come in. They are trying to defend their positions. Okay, so let's just wait for some clarity. So 10,734 is the reference line. We are below it, and again we are around the VWAP levels. So chopping around the VWAP levels. So today can be one of those days. I think, yeah, today's expiry, I completely forgot about it. So today will be some sort of sideways development, and a lot of premium erosion is going on. Okay, so just observe this. Let's just observe this, and let's see what happens. Now I'm thinking that it will tag the low. Sellers will come in. It will tag the low. And we will reach this particular reference zone. Yes, sellers are stepping in. Will it tag the low? 10,718. Delta is positive. Here it is below. We are now again entering the support zone. So it has closed below VWAP. We are around this reference line, but it should tag the low now. Momentum sellers will be stepping in now. If the selling gets absorbed, then odds increases too. Auction will go in the reverse direction. So we are again hitting around the VWAP level. So choppiness, a lot of choppiness is going on. It looks like the market is trying to fall, and then suddenly buyers step in to take some market higher by 3-4 points, and then we get a boom, a good downfall. Okay, like what happened yesterday. We jump to the volume profile chart. We are in a 2-day balance. 3-day balance, 679, 678, and we're just chopping around this. Yes, so sellers are stepping in now. And the low is been taken out. We have trapped sellers. Furthermore, trapped sellers, the delta is pretty good, very good negative delta. So we'll be seeing some choppiness. So I think it would have tagged the value area low. Now it will try to fill this small gap and then the lows. I would say the lows of this option. Okay. So I think this is what I wanted to share today, and I'm just ending the today's session, and I would request you to please do like, subscribe, and press the bell icon so that you get notified for the upcoming videos. And if you like this video, do like it, and do share it among your community or friends, and please help me in spreading the awareness of market profile. Okay, so thank you all, and ending the today's session, and let's again connect tomorrow and see how the auction develops. Take care and bye for now.